Hey, what's up?
Happy New Year, boys.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year, fans. All you that are out there listening or watching. Here we go again. It's a
Yeah.
And you know,
new
I start.
hour, a new day, a new week, a new month, a new year. Like, holy crap, we got it all set.
Yeah,
Here we go.
we managed to survive another year.
I know, eh?
What a
Yeah,
year. Yeah.
and look at this. Started the year off right. I got bird crap on my screen.
Oh, those bastards. Well, I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm not sure how they're laying it like that, but
It's the dive bomb effect, eh? They come down and poof.
I'm wiping it up.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Hey, at least
actually
at
didn't do a
least it's
bad
not
job.
on you, right? It's on your background. That's okay.
Here, George, smell this.
All right.
Smell my hand.
Oh,
Wrong side. There
Smell
we
it.
go.
Smell it. Smell it. Feel it. Eat it. No. Okay. That's
Ah,
crazy.
this
All
year is
right.
going to be a good year.
let's hope
Uh,
so.
it should be. So,
It it will
you
be.
know what? Some of the fans asked us to do a New Year's show, and we were kind of debating it, but we couldn't, pull that together because we all had different plans, I guess. But with lockdown, it was really hard to have plans. So you had to stick within your bubble.
Yeah,
Obviously, keep the numbers where they need to be, and or as an option, you could do things like virtual, right? So we would have had, if we would have had a show on New Year's Eve, that would have been pretty
yeah,
cool. But
yeah,
Mm.
I ended up attending a virtual one, and we could talk about that a little bit because it was awesome.
All
yeah.
right.
So,
I
but
tried. I couldn't get more than 10 people on my screen, so I just said, "Fuck it, come on over." We had 95 people here. Had a big party. Woohoo!
yeah,
No, just
yeah, no,
kidding.
that's not. Jeez, okay,
Here come the COVID
but
police.
yeah, like I mean, that would be a little excessive. I would think. I think it would
Yeah, it
violate
would be,
all the
wouldn't
rules.
it?
Yeah, but I I don't know this in detail. I know the West Coast was actually under lockdown too. So, but we'll get through this, right?
Of course we will.
2021's a new year, but reflecting on 2020,
Mhm.
where unfortunately we lost a lot of people to COVID, and
Yeah,
Mhm.
those of you who don't believe that that is the case or it's some big conspiracy, well, that's your opinion.
yeah.
But I do know people who have passed, and it comes down to, well, I don't know anyone who has COVID. Well, you know what? Hope that you never do. Right, right. And I
No,
mean, it's
no.
just terrible. And Heiko,
Yeah.
because your significant other is a frontline worker, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
And
but
it's really, really tough there right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
There's so
So,
much stress in the air and everything because things are changing so rapidly. It's not cool. They're
no,
having a hard time.
not at all, and it's not cool. But anyway, now we're into the new year, and I saw a lot of rhetoric and stuff about 2020, but I also saw a lot of good things that happened.
Yeah,
In fact, some friends of mine said, "Hey, I met my significant other in 2020, or
yeah,
some good things happened."
yeah.
Life went on, right? And
Well, look at it this way. We've gone through over 10 months of it, right? It's like
oh,
so there's a couple of rules have changed.
right, and and I don't want to get too deep into it, but those who are affected and everything, it's not in vain. I mean, we've learned so much.
Yeah,
Politically, there's a lot of speculation and things like that. As someone who's Canadian, I certainly feel our government did the best they could. Obviously, now all of the sharks are coming out of the woodwork and challenging a lot of decisions and stuff like that. But it was definitely something new. So, but it certainly prepared us for then this next wave that we're in, and we just have
yeah,
to pull together and do the right thing. But a lot of
yeah,
good did come out of 2020, and one of the things that I thought was amazing was um, the need for venues and live performances. Everyone's craving it, but certainly venues are the last thing on an agenda,
yeah,
and it's likely that they won't be for a very long time. I'm hearing from pretty good sources, I would say. There are reasons why some of the biggest venues closed for good. It's likely not, unfortunately, going to come around for more than a year. But then there's the issue around capacities that you have to deal with, right? And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the capacities are not going to be able to sustain some of the acts that you need. What was very interesting, though, was there are people doing some alternative things, like they've set up drive-in concerts, which I think that's kind of a neat concept. But again, capacity, like how can you afford to put money down on a very large act? So that's going to be a challenge. The other thing was, and I experienced this on New Year's Eve. There's a fellow out there named Ed Salza, and he has the Salsa group, and they do a lot of promotions and things like that. So we wound up on a Zoom on New Year's Eve, Zoom cast for about 5 hours, and it was really incredible. There was about 75 or so people on it, and it was on Zoom, so there were a number of screens and stuff like that. Everybody's in their own houses, and
Right.
I honestly thought it was going to be a concert because they listed a whole bunch of artists that would be on there. So so there were artists like Saga, Northern Pikes, oh gosh, who else? Like Darby Mills from the Headpins.
Yeah.
A long list of Canadian artists. And what was cool about it, it was a virtual party with all of those artists. And
Great.
gosh, I think there were had to be almost 30 of them on there, in and out. And it was cool. They were, they had a DJ spinning their tunes, and each artist got to talk about whatever was really tossed at them. So they had Derek from Salsa Group kind of asking questions, and so as a participant, I'm on the screen next to some artist. We had who does High School Confidential, Carol Pope. I mean, she was on, blew me away. The Spoons, Flock of Seagulls, you name it, they were on there, and it was super, super cool. And it was this big party conversation, and so I thought they did a phenomenal job. All of the proceeds, like all of the entry proceeds, and I made a donation in that, but it was all for a great cause, which is the Ronald McDonald House. And from what I understand, the artists, kind of donated their time, and it was just a really, really cool thing. And next week I'll capture all of the artists that were there, because it is kind of special. I mean, you'll never get a really a lot of chances to be able to converse or see them all in the same place.
Right.
It'll be kind of rare, but we should. I'm thinking I might ask someone from the Sousa group to maybe come on some night. We can talk more about it. But it was phenomenal, and with choices of things to do on New Year's, opted to do that, and had a great time. Had a really cool time.
That's awesome.
Yep.
How did you guys toast, by the way? You can't clink your glasses together.
Oh, well, no, we kind of did virtual, like, hey, cheers.
Yeah. Speaking of that, can you swing a tune there for us, George?
Yeah, George.
Yeah.
All right. We need to get busy here. Cheers.
So I'm going to go below the line here for a second, because I discovered something about myself between Christmas and New Year's. At some point, all I did for about 3 days was binge watch, and I'm kind of an active person. I'm always doing something, right? I can't sit down for very long. So I'm getting zoned into what the heck was it? Oh, these real estate agents who work in Los Angeles. They're all beautiful women. They work for these two brothers, and it's all about the drama. I like the deal, right? I like to see what the deal's all about. But it's all in Hollywood Hills. Very cool. So ate through that, and I think the other one was
You just like the
where the
boobies.
well, I'm all about the deal, right? So,
Okay.
but yeah, the palette was nice, right? I can't lie about that, but it's all drama and stuff like that. But anyway, the other one was that island they're digging up, looking for gold, somewhere out by the East Coast. Anyway, so that one there, watching, binge watching some of that, and then so 3 days, right? And then finally I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get up and actually do something productive. So I kind of got back into it. But no word of a lie. Once I started walking, right? Because literally I had my ass planted, I got sick. Like I got the worst case of diarrhea I ever had. Like I just about not made it, right? So I get home and I'm dying.
That's right. Because we were gonna get together and you said, oh man, I can't, I got the Hershey squirts, right?
Oh yeah. Like just, and so like, what have I got here? Have I got, do I have to get tested, or because I didn't have any other symptoms? It was just like, wow, it just came over me. So I'm thinking, okay, it's got to be like maybe the 24-hour flu, but you don't want to be, you want to be careful. But so I just kind of like ejected myself raw. And I couldn't do it. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going 5 feet away from my bathroom. So, but here's the thing. I noticed when I get up and I'm active and everything, like if you're an older gentleman kind of approaching your 50s, or you're in the completely other class with Heiko and then there's George, which is next level. But when you're
we're gonna hit him now. Let's throw our beers at him, George.
The plumbing doesn't always work that well, right? So you gotta get things going. So I discovered that if I sit my ass on a couch for 3 days, I'm gonna pay for it. So no binge watching, no sitting around eating chocolate and baked goods. I'm just gonna, just keep the wheels in motion.
So that's your New Year's resolution? You're just going to keep moving?
That's it. I'm not going to have any lofty goals. I applied for Noom, and it tells me that I can get to my goal by May. So I got lots of time to screw around, I guess. So,
perfect. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, hey, So George,
now, by the way, I want to say Happy New Year to Cliff and Derek.
Yeah.
They've already chimed in already and wished us all a Happy New Year. So.
Yeah, and Derek saying use 2021 to get ready for 2022. I completely agree with that. And
it's going to be a practice run.
It is, and the thing about venues and like the bigger gathering types of businesses, it's going to slow everything, down, and unfortunately, people have to get real creative to in those spaces. But we're going to do everything we can to support live music, and
yes, we are.
I'm doing it tonight by wearing my Anti-Queens
shirt. Nice.
Yep. So and the Anti-Queens have done a ton of stuff. I got them booked them and for the that was with the Lazies, I think it was. So they're awesome. We did an interview, I think we put up on the show almost a year ago.
It's on our Facebook page.
Yeah, on the Facebook and on YouTube. But a lot happening. They kept themselves relevant and active and did a lot of virtual things. So we'll be reaching out and see if they want to come back at some point, which I'm sure they will.
Oh yeah, it'll be great.
Derek's saying, the island that's getting dug up was actually Oak Island. Of course it was. I guess riddle me this, Heiko. How much of that island is actually left? Because now they got Irving. Okay, so if you're from the East Coast, Irving Oil, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Irving's got a construction division and so on and so on. They own pretty much the East, but now Irving's on the show and they're bringing in their heavy guns and digging up more stuff.
But see, that's the thing. They're on an island and they're digging, so they got to put the dirt somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. because they're on an island, so they're just moving shit around, right?
Well, they are, and if you look at like when they start the program, I'm just pouring a drink here, multitasking, but yeah, so when they sort of fly in on the location, you can see around the island. It almost looks to me like a mining sludge. But it's pretty high up there, so I don't know. I could be completely wrong, and hopefully nobody sues us for saying something. But it could be a lot of tailings from digging, right? Which isn't healthy,
would be,
for
right?
The environment. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's like these guys.
There's somebody wants to say hi.
Kitty!
Hey, Kitty! Look at the face. He's like, leave me alone.
Oh, Kathy, the cat mom, is on. So, yeah. So she's gonna. So John Buckley, how's it going? Selling
John.
Expensive real estate. Absolutely, it's crazy real estate. Like, it's like, I think, like, some of these are $100+ million, right? So yeah, I wouldn't mind being that agent. You could pretty much tap out after one deal and retire. Go back up
do
to
a deal or two. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, all I got to do is get myself a skinny suit, right? Look at this. Let's suck it in here. I get myself a skinny suit.
Wow, look at that.
I mean, I got the hair for it, right?
Holy shit!
I do have different shades on this week because I lost my other ones, but yeah, I mean, I could go out there, do a deal, come back, and do exactly what I'm doing now, retire. So,
yeah. So, all you fans out there that are watching or listening, send us a quick text and give us your name. We want to see who's in the show for the January, the starting of a new year. Let's hear from you, John, Keisha, James, Mario, all you people out there. Come on, let's throw something. What happened New Year's? Any good stories? Any good jokes? Let's do it.
So Kathy says Derek Beggs always beats me. Oh, to the punchline, or what is that? A fist? Or does Derek? Oh, wow, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, have you noticed that? I do that too. Every time you're typing on your phone now, the new software will put little symbols on, and you go, "Oh, that's cute." So you hit it. It takes the word away, and it puts the image there instead.
Yeah.
So it's like a challenge for people to read what the hell you're trying to say.
Oh, absolutely. So Derek's challenging me to cross country skiing, or inviting me out. So I will have you know, Derek, I used to actually be on a ski team. I was on a cross country one in high school. I used to do the big 23Ks, but I'd probably die if I did it now. But I don't have skis anymore. But
I know I used to ski too. I did cross country and downhill.
I have snowshoes.
They called me the Mad German because I didn't really know how to ski. My buddies got me drunk, put me on the top of a hill, and I just went right down. And I actually wound up skiing between two people that were talking to each other. I skied right over their skis. And I wound up in front of the chalet. On the bottom is the big rack. They have all the poles and skis and stuff in for the people that go inside. I took that right out. I smoked it. That was my first time down a hill. That's awesome.
The only thing
sounds like Clark Griswold style.
Oh yeah. I
Pretty much.
You're absolutely right, George. Like there was a hill up north in Sudbury. Cliffy, you probably remember this, but Adanac Ski Hill, and it was so we used to sneak in after hours with our like crazy carpets and stuff, and go down the main hill, which ends at the chalet, but it's not designed for crazy carpets and saucers, right?
No,
you end up overshooting the chalet or smacking into it, right? So if you're if you're out in a boat and doing that, you got to watch for trees and stuff like that. And on the darker side of it, I had a friend who, unfortunately, his daughter hit a snow fence and it ended her life. So you got to be very careful.
Yes.
But hey, you know what? I had to bring that in because it just, you got to be safe out there. In Southern Ontario, we're not used to snow, right?
Being safe is one thing, but this has been on the news the last week. Up in Barrie, there's a park up there, and they've had 2 accidents over the last week where kids got hurt, right? One kid was actually unconscious for a few minutes, and the other one, but they brought I think there was like 6 or 7 firefighters out there with stretchers, and it was like this crazy freaking show, right? And now parents are all up in arms. They talk to the mayor. It's all going on. What are we going to do? We got to make it safe for our kids. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The shit we used to do with, like you said, crazy carpets, toboggans, inner tubes. Yeah, okay. So sometimes you got hurt, but whatever. I even had buddies break limbs and shit. Well, you know what? We were tobogganing. Sometimes stuff happens. You don't want it to be worse than that, but come on. Now you're going to make kids wear helmets or close parks because parents are trying to take their kids out to have a bit of fun. So what? Somebody got hurt. They're going to be okay, right?
Yeah, you just got to watch like things like spikes in the snow and snow fences and stuff. Or not snow fences, but like barbed wire fences. But,
any person that does that, they kind of know where they are. Yeah. You know what I mean? You go in a park, there's none of that shit around. It's reasonably safe. These kids hit each other, right? So come on, like lighten up.
Yeah, you got to have some amount of fun. So John's thanks for the shout out and referring to the LA real estate ladies and dudes. Couple of deals and run away with the money. Yeah, I mean, I'd totally do that. Why not, right? Like, I mean, you can only have so much money. And then Kathy,
you got to do something with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and Kathy's saying attending a Zoom PJ party for charity. So that was the Soza group party, and it was awesome. We had a super good time.
Right on.
Keisha and James are listening in Barrie. We're excited for ice fishing in the new year. Wow.
Yeah. Right on. So, that's coming up. Well, I don't know if this weather keeps up. It's going to be shitty because we did have ice out here on Lake Simcoe. I drove by today and it's open water. There's nothing.
Cool.
Nothing.
James, good to see that you made it to the new year. So that's
yes,
good.
He did. Yeah,
that's good.
He's cranked and excited because he's got new fishing rods, new gear. Nice. He's ready to go.
Well, I have a sleigh. I got a fishing ice hut thingy, and the only thing I haven't got right now is an auger. I used to have an auger, but I've got everything. I'm good to go. I got an ATV, and I can rock that. Derek, let's go ice fishing with.
You got a chainsaw?
Oh yeah, I got a badass chainsaw. I haven't.
Well, there you go. You don't need an auger. Use the chainsaw. That's what they do.
My chainsaw.
That's what they do up here. Yeah.
Yep.
And you just cut a rectangle, and you get a pole, and you push the ice cube that you've cut underneath the ice, and you're done. You're good to go.
Used to do that for polar diving, but near the shore, so you can wind up under the ice.
Yes.
Next to the sauna, right?
So perfect. Good idea.
Cliffy, you remember Black Lake? Oh, maybe not. So Derek's saying skiing is easier than walking. You can do it. We go out on full moons. Old guys like you too. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
No, I'm not bad for 63, but because I work out. But
put me on an inner tube. If I'm going out at night, I'm going down on an inner tube.
You're okay. So my name's now Inner Tube.
There you go. Oh, the funniest thing we did is there was a Rouge Valley. There's an old ski hill that they don't use anymore. And it's got a smooth side and it's got a side with kind of bumps in it. And we brought up an Army surplus rubber dinghy. And we piled 24 people into that and we went down the moguls. And when it was at the bottom of the hill, I think there's like 7 or 8 people left in the dinghy. There's bodies everywhere. Yeah. And that was fun, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff we did. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean,
sure, we got hurt.
You know what? I mean, it's a different world, right? Kids today are gaming, and more.
How about you, George?
So,
what's that?
I can't hear Ringo.
You can't hear me?
I can hear him.
Hello?
Can't hear you.
Can you hear George?
I can hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah. Weird. And he can hear me. He can hear me.
I don't hear anything.
Can you hear George?
Yeah, we just spoke.
Okay, wait. Oh, I don't have a can to
Weird.
represent can.
Okay. I'm
Can
gonna go
you
and come back.
hear George?
I'll be back.
Okay. Can.
Weird.
Yeah, like I don't know what happened there. You can hear me, George, right?
Yeah, I can hear.
Of course. I got a voice of an angel. Why wouldn't you be able to hear me?
That's right. Loud and clear,
Exactly.
beautiful.
So I guess Heiko's going to boot himself off and boot himself back in here.
Yeah. Whilst he's doing that, we've got a lovely backside.
The backside. Yes, sir, Reed. I'm going to just zoom you up here so that people can take a look at your backside.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
1969, I believe this was.
$1969. Okay, good stuff. So Heiko, Cliffy's saying it wasn't a ski hill, Heiko. It was Sunnydale Park in Barrie where kids got hurt. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess something happened.
Yeah, no, I said it was in a park. Yeah.
Oh, in a park. Yeah. Okay.
The ski hill is what I used to go down.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a park. Like,
I got to catch up with these comments. People are just going. I love it.
I know. See, our fans are here.
So Derek is, yeah, actually we got pretty good numbers when we started. So Derek's saying I'm an extreme sports guy. You know you'll get hurt. It's just how you recover that counts. Well, I'm in, Derek. I mean, like we can figure something out.
Well, and again, if you're doing something that's a bit extreme, you take precautions, right? Like you wear this and that and whatever, and you be careful that you don't get hurt, but you understand that things happen.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, George?
Kilkenny.
Nice.
Kilkenny. It looked dark. I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah,
I've actually got one. I'm gonna have to run and go grab it.
Yeah, I'm getting low here, but
all right.
I kind of.
Well, the thing is that you see, I could never do stuff like that, like skiing or what have you. I couldn't even play like soccer, like because if I hurt myself, broke an ankle or whatever,
right,
I won't be able to work.
Yeah,
as a full-time DJ, I could never do that, right?
So you take you take a holiday for a couple of weeks,
Well, you can't. But if you've got bookings,
you get what I mean? Well, then you George, rent a wheelchair and get someone to wheel you in there, and you could still do the thing with your hands, right?
Right, exactly. Like if you lose your legs from an accident like that, okay, you're gonna have to heal, but you can get right back at it, right? And then
you don't need your legs to DJ.
You break your fingers, okay, you can probably, do the controls with your nose.
Okay, I've got with my teeth.
What? Yeah. I've lost my ability to use my hands. Look at Tony Iommi. Tony Iommi has the best solos in the world. Okay? Yeah. And he doesn't have fingers. He's got little nubs. His nubs. And he's nubbing around. He's going down, down, down. Yeah, that's how he rolls.
Little nubs.
And you know what?
Perfect.
Like, I mean, he excels at it. You could be the you could be the injured DJ, right? Or remember Massive Head Wound Harry? Well, I mean, he could. You can figure it out, I'm sure, right?
Just have to give yourself a new name,
like Super Dave. I'm okay.
I think when I got the runs the other day, like I got rid of all my toxins, so I'm on a non-toxic high. If that makes sense, but so yeah.
Let's not get too deeply into that, okay?
What's that?
We're good. Don't get too deep into this. We're good. We're good.
We won't get into any of these shit.
Prune juice works for that.
Prune juice. Hey, yeah. I hate it. I won't have that.
No problem.
Metamucil. Cliffy put me onto that one time.
Yeah. You know what else works?
Wait.
McDonald's.
Well, I can't get one, right? Yeah, this Cliffy here. So
Hey, a
you
couple
remember
of guys have already said, "Hey, I'd like to go ice fishing. I'd like to go ice fishing.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
we should do a Heikadelic ice fishing tour." Yeah,
yeah. So Heiko's going down.
I'm going
Yeah,
down.
on you said down on inner tubes or something, right? So um,
Okay, inner tube's fine. Other things, I might say no if I'm going down, but we're good.
yeah. So Cliffy's ski hill and Azilda. Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember something. Azilda's a little town off of Sudbury up in northern Ontario.
Oh, there'll be some good hills up there, eh?
Yeah. Oh, and then he's saying, "Oh yeah, I found a new record player." So I don't have it ready. I didn't know Cliff you wanted me to show it, but he's got a Cliff bought like one of those old vintage record players in the suitcase, you know. And
Oh
every
Right.
yeah,
time
yeah.
I see one of those, I picture the Beatles when they got off the plane the first time into America. All right, and they had
Yep.
those little cases, and I'm like, those are all record players.
I had one of those. It had the handle, the hard plastic handle on it. When you put it down, you open it up. The lid was the speaker, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the record player was inside. Awesome.
So John Buckley says we can hear you all, Heiko, or we can hear you all. Heiko is just losing his hearing. And you know
Oh,
what? You're probably right, John. There's a lot of things that Heiko's probably losing, but we don't really we don't really say much about that. We just kind of let
I'm
it roll.
okay. I'm good.
Yeah,
No problem.
but he does get a little excited when I mention Shady Pines.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
can you hear George?
Well, there's this little wind up thing I have for Cliffy. Look at you just wind it up. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's for you, buddy.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God, here we go again. We're gonna lose our sponsor opportunities.
Nah.
So Wahida Ann, the show is on. Yeah, we kind of lost touch with. Well, we had to
Yeah.
check in. She's liking
That's pretty
likes our
sad.
post.
She was
No,
with
she
us
likes our
every
post and everything, and so she's been
yeah.
kind of staying on in that regard. George, do you have any tunes for us? Because I think we're getting thirsty.
Yeah, I'll have to go and get myself a recharge my glass. So
Oh my God. You guys got to be more prepared.
I know. Well, it's going down rather smoothly tonight.
It is good. It is good beer. It really is.
Cheers.
Oh.
What a great tune.
I'm running on empty
Oh.
now. So
Give Heiko a injectable.
I'm going to be in the green room for a second, and I'll be back.
All
yes,
right.
sir. All right.
Bring two. Bring
we'll
two.
put you in the green room. All right, now we can talk about George because he's gone.
I know, hey? Quick, fans. Everybody, let's talk about George while he's gone.
So your tree's looking good, and at the Ringo Ranch, the tree actually looks amazing. And what I don't know, everybody keeps bugging me to leave it up like all year round. And I said, well, there is Christmas in July, right?
Well,
So
I usually leave mine up and my lights and everything till maybe about a week before Easter.
oh wow, okay, so
Yeah.
that's like
I just love all the lights. That's awesome.
oh yeah, no, I mean that was the selling feature for my family. It was,
Yeah.
the tree was awesome this year. So I went out and bought all new decorations and that, and just we kind of did it up pretty well.
Yeah.
But
I get all little the nutcrackers and all that kind of shit in there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. La 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 la. Lots of stuff in there.
Nice.
There's a nutcracker hanging right down there in the corner, right at the bottom.
Is that a Star Wars trooper or nutcracker? I can't tell.
That's a nutcracker. I see what you're looking at. It does look like a Star Wars figure.
Well, from my vantage point, right? Like,
yeah,
it looks like.
Oh! I got my foot stuck in the wire. Perfect. Here we go.
Oh, wait. There's Patrick Buckley. So we have a Patrick Buckley and we have a John Buckley.
Wow, are you guys related?
Are you guys related? Tell us about
Let
yourself.
us know. I love the Christmas tree.
Wow, that's interesting, right?
That might be a Patrick I know.
Oh, maybe.
I can't tell. He's got a mask on.
Where's my Niagara liquor?
John Buckley. It's Nicole.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Well, why didn't it say Patrick if it's Nicole?
It's Nicole using John Buckley's account, probably.
Gotcha.
Yes. Awesome. So, Hike, what was your Christmas? What'd you get for Christmas? Anything notable, or was it just like you guys don't?
Yeah, no, I got some really good shit. I got just before Christmas, I got a splitting axe, I got a chainsaw, and now I got a wood splitter.
Yep.
So I was out there playing with that. I found the nastiest logs I could find and threw them in there and just right through. Awesome.
A gas wood splitter or electric?
Electric.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I talked to a guy about him. He said, yeah, you get like a 4 or 5 ton, and they're amazing. They'll go through anything. So I got a 9 ton, and this thing's crazy. I love it. Because got to keep the fire fed, right? You got the fire rocking over there. See that? Right in the corner. So keeps the place nice and warm. I love it.
Oh, Derek says they are not related, but they use the show to talk about overtaking the world.
Oh, I don't know whether you
find those kind of creative ideas, but thanks for giving us that credit, because we can conspire to take over the world right from the show here.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing, right? They don't want people to get together, so we can't plan shit like that, but we can do it right here on the show. Oh, there's a man, John, 40 Creek, Nanaimo Bar, packs a punch.
I bet. I got a
Heiko, yeah.
How do I get those? Oh no, you
I
just make
had
them, right?
to get one for Keisha for Christmas because I showed her the ad in like October, and I went to liquor stores all over the place and nobody had it. So I talked to the one manager in the liquor store here in town, and he just got right up. He goes, yeah, I know what you're talking about, the 40 Creek Nanaimo Bar. He says he ordered 5 cases, which isn't a lot. And then he says some stores, like their one in Ottawa, got 648 bottles. Like, how's that fair? And then there was other stores and other stores. So I looked, the entire metropolitan GTA, there was no bottles, nothing around. So he said, okay, I'll do a scan for you. And he scanned all the liquor stores that carry it in Ontario.
Really?
So, yeah, the closest was Niagara Falls. So I did some driving before Christmas to get some bottles, and now they're slowly showing up everywhere.
Right. That's very cool.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't. No.
Do you like Nanaimo bars?
I love I did get Nanaimo bars for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Actually,
this
we did
liqueur, 40 Creek cream liqueur, the Nanaimo one bar tastes like Nanaimo bars.
So you know my guitar player Phil from Motor City Maniacs?
He likes 40 Creek whiskey.
He loves 40 Creek. I mean,
that's all I drink, man.
That he loves 40 Creek. Down at the LZ, we got 40 Creek, right? Hey, you cracked that bottle open. Yeah.
I still remember the first time Phil came on the show in the studio, and we did that. Still, he brought a bottle of 40 Creek,
and I
drank it.
Yeah, like we were producing our album in that, and Phil does all the sound engineering. He's just amazing with that.
Yeah.
So we would go in, and of course, I'm pretty much a one-take wonder. It's like, you don't have to get. So we had a lot of time to sit down and have a drink. But so I'd bring in 40 Creek for Phil once in a while, just throw him a bottle because he's doing all this recording for free, right? Like, I mean, I felt really bad, but anyway, I'm like, dude, we'll buy you a laptop or something, right? Like, 40 Creek kept him going, and he just loves it. So But
it's really good.
Which reminds me, I got to get up. He's north of here now, and he's got kind of like a beautiful house on land in the sticks, and I'm going to run up there with maybe a couple of bottles and just say,
Whereabouts is he?
Kind of by he's a little over. He's kind of east north. I'm just trying to think of the township. It would be like heading up towards Buckhorn, but then going east. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yep.
So he's about an hour.
If you go through Buckhorn and go east, you wind up on Highway 28, which goes up to Bancroft.
Yeah. So he's kind of
out that way somewhere.
Yeah, and there's a little town, I just can't remember the name of it, but he loves it up there. That guy's made in the shade. He's just doing well for himself and the family.
I miss hanging out with him.
Yeah. Well, maybe we got to do a road trip. We keep talking about road trips. We haven't really done any yet, but
I know.
I'm pretty flexible. So
okay,
get him. We'll go sleep in his studio because he's working on. He's built out a studio in the basement, right? So
wow,
supposed to get up there and do stuff with him, but so what should we do tonight, Brain? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Oh yeah, they're talking about taking over the world, right? So Pinky and the Brain. Yeah, I love it. Oh, have you guys seen Rick and Morty? That's a cartoon like Pinky and the Brain, right? But
is it really?
It's very graphic. It's not for kids, but
my daughter, a lot of cartoons now are not for kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like so.
You ever watch Brickleberry?
No, I did. Haven't seen it. No.
Try that one. Oh yeah.
So George, what did you do for New Year's?
What did I do for nothing really. Just was in my little bubble. I was on doing a bit of
true. You're in your bubble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope your fingers are okay and your legs.
He was counting the lights on the ceiling.
Yeah. I'm good.
You'll be safe there. You'll be safe. You'll be
George.
Going back to adult cartoons. I've never ever taken to adult cartoons.
No,
I've just never.
Did you ever watch the Flintstones?
Yeah,
the Flintstones. But that was a kid
the
then,
Flintstones were actually an adult cartoon.
Yeah,
I guess it was. Looking back on it, but yeah, I was a kid.
All the jokes and stuff they used to do was all adult based. It wasn't really for kids.
Wilma and Betty, right? Like, I mean, Wilma's such a great actress, right?
Oh, Wilma, yeah.
She was hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But
she was like Ginger on Gilligan's Island.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely, right. And Betty, Betty and Gilligan.
See?
I see what you're doing there. Yeah, they copied the show, I think, right?
Yeah. So, and then the Skipper, right, and Barney, and
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, wow, we got a lot of people on tonight. This is cool. So Phil, hey Phil,
there's Phil.
Phil actually has a station, Indie Rock Radio. And it's really cool. Phil works his can off to grow it, and he gets some amazing interviews. And it's like, I wanted to get Rob Halford in, and I tried. I told you guys, I'm gonna get him.
Yes.
Phil got him. It's like, come on, really? I mean,
do you know why Phil got him? He likes 40 Creek. Look it says 40 Creek. So
all right, so I got to drink
George.
40 Creek.
I was gonna say, we got to do some more trivia here. What do you got, George?
We're still waiting for any offers on any takers on this.
I'm totally. It looks like part of a spaceship or a dinner plate. I don't know. I'm like right out of here.
Well, that's not bad. It's warm, very lukewarm.
Oh wait,
very lukewarm.
UFO. No.
Wow, look at that album cover. That's old because you can see where it's worn. You can see the album inside.
Yeah, it's kind of like your underwear after about a week wearing them, right? So
well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's wear and tear. This is I've had this since 1969.
Wow.
Nice. Is it UFO?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I got nothing then. Derek?
See, if you hold it just the right way, the mark from the album, and then that white shape, it looks like those old UFOs with the bubble on top.
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
There.
Yeah.
There it is.
Right. Nice. I have no idea. Yeah, but
So
you can
it wouldn't be ELO then, because they had a spaceship.
Oh, it's way before ELO.
Oh,
Yeah.
way before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's blood rock sausage. Can't be anything more than that.
And we can also do the challenge, the Heiko challenge.
Not yet. I'm not even primed. Like, we got to get this album thing sorted out.
Okay.
Well, come on, fans. Where's Derek
Somebody
and
surfed the internet
Phil and all those guys?
Too bad you can't Shazam the back of an album
See?
cover.
Phil knows I'm barred from Costco in Aurelia.
Phil saying Led
Do you
Zeppelin.
know that?
What? Phil knows that you're barred?
Yeah, I'm barred from Costco in Aurelia. They got
John
my
saying,
face up.
Rick and Morty are amazing. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the comments here. Mary Lou, hope you guys have a great 2021.
Yes, we will.
And Cliffy saying George likes Benny Hill. Okay.
So do I.
All right. So Phil's saying Led Zeppelin. It's not Led Zeppelin then?
Oh, what's wrong with Benny Hill?
Oh, okay. That's the Benny Hill solo album then. So it's not Led Zeppelin then, right, George?
Who said that?
Phil.
Phil said Led Zeppelin.
Does he get a bell? Oh, Phil got it.
Really?
Phil's the only other aficionado that I know that could probably give George a run for his money. Well, I don't know about that, but you know, we'll have we got to get Phil. We'll get John here, and you can do a trivia contest. We'll get Phil and George to compete, and Derek could come in and host that one. I think that would be.
He can come up with the questions.
Oh yeah, Derek's pretty crafty. He's a smart guy.
I've never figured out who all these other people are.
They're the guys from Benny Hill.
I don't know who's the woman in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, look at Lou Laws from. He plays in a band called Motor City Maniacs, and yeah, so good to see you.
Who are they?
Exactly. Who are they? No, we'll get back to that. But so Lou says, isn't Ginger now the only survivor of the original Survivor show? That's a good point.
Right. Yeah.
Because the Skipper died, right?
Yeah, she just died not too long ago.
Yeah.
Hey, George, while we got you on the screen so big and beautiful, like, why don't you throw us your next trivia question?
Absolutely. Good idea.
You can do the challenge, because I've got something up my sleeve.
Oh, I see that.
Yes. That is your sleeve.
Wow.
All right. So at the moment, I've lost my score chart, but it's 3-1. Is it 3-1? Yes.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, okay. Let's not gloat twice.
Ringo needed help last time. That's the only reason why he's got one.
Okay, Derek, I'm going to send you a link. I need your help again.
No.
Right. Okay. So
if you get help again, I get double the points.
Probably.
Huh?
I think it's Ringo.
I'll dial Phil in on your ass right now.
All right. So we got a question on the A side.
Yep.
And we've got a question on the B side.
Great.
So who's got first pick this week?
I think it's Johnny's turn.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I've got my score sheet. I've mislaid it.
All right. Take the A side this time. I took the B side the last time, and I ended up.
We're gonna go for the A side.
Yeah.
Okay, the A side question. Well, here it is. It's regarding the top selling albums of 1993.
Ooh,
right.
Okay.
All right. So one of the top 10 selling albums of 1993 was Zooropa, U2. Now, did Nirvana's In Utero sell more or less copies than Zooropa by U2?
Darn. Okay, I'm going to ask some friends in the audience to help me out with that. Because I have a hunch, but I know I like U2 is pretty popular. In utero, or in utero, was obviously, I guess my only trepidation here.
Go with your hunch.
No,
go with your hunch.
Well, hang on a second, because it's U2? I don't think so. But
No.
The only trepidation I have is that if Nirvana, did they sell more copies in 93 or by 1998? Because they would have blown them away.
Oh no, no, I'm talking about the top 10 albums of 93. Therefore,
in 1993.
1993, did Zooropa, or should I say In Utero by Nirvana, sell more or less copies than Zooropa by U2? So it's 1993, not since it was released.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. So yeah. I would say that I'm going to take Nirvana because I have, like, I'm a Nirvana fan. I'm kind of a U2 fan, a little bit, but not so much.
Okay. All right. So it's so you're saying that Nirvana finished above U2.
But Phil over there says it's U2. Derek says it's Nirvana. So maybe I should just flip for it. I don't know. I think okay, one of you guys check it out on the internet. That's not cheating if you
Phil says yes.
I know. Phil's saying U2, and I guess my guess is going to be U2.
You going for U2?
I'm going to go for U2 because I know it took a while for Nirvana to pick up, but anyway, go ahead. I'm going.
Sure? You don't want to. You want to?
Okay, I'm going to go with. All right. Okay, final answer. I'm going with Nirvana.
You're going with Nirvana. Okay,
I've got
Nirvana. Selling more copies than U2
right.
in 1993.
Lottery ticket before the show, George. So
all right.
Wink,
all
wink.
right.
So you're not going with what your fans are telling you.
Yeah.
My fans are telling me U2 a lot here. And Brad, hey Brad, how's it going? Wow.
All right.
Okay.
I need one of those like buzzers the way you got time's up. So,
I know, because they're all on the internet now, figuring it out.
That's right. So you're going in utero, that's selling more copies than Zooropa.
See, I knew it.
You're going for that. All right. Heiko, we're still in that top 10 albums of 1993. Pearl Jam, VS or Versus, was in that top 10 albums of 1993. Get a Grip, Aerosmith, is also in that top 10. Did they sell more or less copies than Pearl Jam?
Oh, I would.
What album was that, George, for Pearl Jam?
VS or Versus. I don't know how you pronounce that. You know what the album I mean, though, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Pearl Jam.
You're going the Pearl Jam sold more copies than Aerosmith. Get a Grip.
Sure.
Glorified version of a.
I like Aerosmith, but
okay.
I don't think they were popular till later.
Okay. So go back to Ringo's question.
Yeah.
Zooropa was the third best-selling rock album of 1993, and you reckon that Nirvana in Utero sold more?
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yes,
Nirvana was the #1 selling rock album of 1993.
Wow.
Hey, Derek, we got it.
All right.
Phil, I
So
love
that
you,
makes-
man, but you guys can all suck it because we got it.
So that means that it currently stands at 3-2, but now we have to look at Heiko's answer.
I know.
Pearl Jam, he reckons, sold more copies than Get a Grip by Aerosmith. Get a Grip by Aerosmith was the 9th best-selling album
Here we
of
go.
rock album of 1993.
Wow.
Pearl Jam's VS was the 6th. So Heiko is right. It was more. It was more.
Like, what are we tied here? Is that
No, I'm kicking your ass. It's 4-2 now.
4-2 now.
No, but
4-2.
like, okay. Okay,
So
Good
go on
stuff,
to
man.
that-
I love it.
That was round 4, I think. Round 4. I've got all
okay, so
the score chart.
next time I just
I
got to.
think Heiko's got 100% record.
Isn't that terrible?
Wow,
That's crazy.
you got a good run, Heiko.
Yeah.
At least I'm good for something.
I'm going to get my team working on it night and day this week, and we're going to come
You
back. And
You're going to have to study.
that's right. You know what? What we ought to do? Okay, this is what we should do. So if you're all on, whoever's on tonight, if you want, come on in next week, and we'll compete with a panel, and
Okay.
just kind of like Family Feud, right? And we can consult with each other, and obviously you're kind of giving up the goose if you put too much up there online, but yeah.
You know what we could do? If there's enough people that want to play next week, they should tell us in a text, I want to play, I want to play. And then what we'll
bring
do
you
is we'll pick teams.
Okay.
However many people want to play. You get a couple, I get a couple, and we'll go at it.
If you guys are in like Flynn, I will send you a stream link and you can come on live. Just have a microphone and a camera. That's all we ask. And
you hear that?
Keep it clean.
Always.
Yeah. But no, if you want in on that, that would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So 'cause I realized going to that Sousa group New Year's Eve virtual party that having big groups, I guess they maybe split them up into smaller groups, but on our panel you could flip through pages of screens and it was a lot of fun. Very interactive, and but you need somebody to mediate. But yeah,
they have to mediate, otherwise everybody talks over each other and it's just a big mess, right?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is whoever wants to participate will probably get 3 or 4 to 6 fans on 3 and 3 to help support Heiko and I on our questions, and maybe George, what we can do is we can do some bonus rounds, and the Team Ringo can squash them like a bug, right?
Okay.
Team Heiko's going down, and that's all there is to say. But I want Phil. No, I'm not going to pick Derek. Guys, text me on the DL. Brad, Lou,
everybody who wants in.
Cliffy, you guys,
John, Phil, anybody.
Yeah, so we'll have 3 on the panel. We'll have 3 off the panel. Do things on the down low. So
we can draw a number. Whoever wins gets to pick first, and we just keep picking people. You bring them out of the green room, and they can do a question, and we'll get points for the team. We'll see who wins. Huh?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Brad, last one picked. I already picked you. So, and then Derek's down, of course, right? Super.
All right.
Funny. I might even be a clown. You can dress if you want to dress for it. Do that. And then Lou's saying U.S. and Finland tied 1-1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
How's the Canada game going, by the way? I want to hear that.
Canada won, did they?
Did they? I saw the beginning of the game. I never saw nothing else, so I don't know what happened.
I'm surprised that
she was following it. I think they won it.
It was Canada-Russia.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what the score is because I don't have cable up here, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me, please. I want to know.
So Phil's saying we could probably do about 10 screens on our stream, but yeah, he's obviously, like, we've never run it with 10 people, but we'll give it a shot. So yeah,
George,
you got a tune there? A tune?
I need you, George.
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
La 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 la.
Cheers.
George. George, where's your drink? Right. Yeah. So Lou's saying Canada won.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Mrs. George told me that. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hey Ringo,
So
I want to play airsoft. What kind of gun should I start with? Well, my friend,
a big one. A really big one.
Yeah, as a Christmas present, I got my my daughter's boyfriend wants to get into it, so I bought him a 1911 for Christmas. That was pretty hot gun. It's a hybrid. But Derek, I would suggest if you want to start off with something, just text me offline. But I always like, as a starter, a CM16, which is combat machine, and that's a good all-purpose starter. But then, you can just, I don't know. I would say rent one the first couple of times, and then you'll figure out what you want. But hey, man, if you want to get on it, reach out offline, and after lockdown and things kind of semi get back to normal, definitely outdoor games are a lot of fun, and you can be socially distanced with the right.
Yeah, we could practice out in your back 40.
We could at the Ringo Ranch. Yeah,
behind the pond there. Woohoo!
I got all millionaire neighbors, right? Like, they're all, like, I think Drake's manager lives around the block. So sorry if my dog, craps on your lawn when I take him for a walk. But I always clean up. Right? No, he doesn't do that. But yeah, I think some pretty high profile people are there. But
there's some huge houses out there, man.
The backyard's several acres, like 30, 35 acres, and the thing is that it actually goes right past their backyards. So if we had all of these little combat dressed folks running around with machine guns in the backyard, even though they're airsoft guns,
they might wonder what's going on.
Well, the helicopters would come. We'd probably all, Fun fact, though, I was up in Sudbury one time. We were playing paintball, and it was off of the Highway 17, which was a major highway. And we were wearing, it was the wintertime, we were wearing combat whites, it's like a onesie and it's all white. And the white boots and everything else. And then we had our masks on. So all of a sudden, there's some cars pulling over because they could see us on the perimeter and kind of in the pine trees and everything. But we didn't come out to the road. But they saw enough of us that this woman pulled over. There were several cars pulled over. We had no idea that people were watching us.
Yeah, because you're not looking up to the road.
Well, she called and said aliens had landed right on Highway 17. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So the OPP's there, and they're all of a sudden they come up, and I'm like, whoa, hang on a second. You don't want to get shot, which is kind of interesting to say with a whole bunch of police. I said, they're paintball guns. Relax. And we're on private property, so we were fine. But I can see people not knowing what's going on. It probably looked a little bit, but aliens, come on. I mean, we know they exist, but they're not going to be off of Highway 17. But Derek,
that's pretty funny.
Lou's saying
5-0
on the game.
Whoa, yeah. Thanks, buddy.
1911 handgun, yeah. Like that's for sidearm. You usually carry 2. Yeah. So you actually have to kind of treat it like a firearm. So airsoft isn't for everybody, but certainly is for me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I got to get.
for the people out there that don't know the difference between paintball and airsoft, what's the difference?
Well, paintball's more of a like we have this term called pray and spray because it's all about speedball. There's some tactical coming back and strategy, but airsoft is about like paintball's about shooting as much ammo at your target so that
As possible.
you just hose it down. And
Well, that's why they give you the guns with the big hoppers on it, and they give you all these tubes and shit, right,
yeah,
to buy.
and there's paint everywhere and it's messy and blah blah blah. But
Right.
airsoft is about accuracy. So your BDUs have to be military spec. Everything has to be military spec. The guns that we use, you can actually take a M16 and put a real magazine in it. It'll fit, but there's no firing pin. But the point is the measurements on some of these are full replica, right? So they're very cool. So if you're a gun lover, you're gonna like that, the choices that you have. But the real difference is that in airsoft, it's a lot more about strategy. So use the least amount of firepower to get your objectives. Okay. So, so when you see, a lot of movies about like operators or covert types of missions, that's kind of what my team does, right? We do close quarter combat. We're actually noted as one of the, I heard this recently, I was at one of the supply shops, and I was kind of standing there. It was kind of cool to hear some people talking with the owners, and they said my team is actually one of the best close quarter combat teams, in the league out there. And I know the last two ops we went on, we would get all of the tough missions to go in and take out our objectives, which we always do, and we're very efficient. So Ray and
how many guys are on your team?
It kind of varies. Like we've got active members. I wouldn't consider myself quite an active member because I only go to the big games, so I only do like 2 a year, but they're all they're weekend things. So you're on the field for say 24 hours or something. And I'm usually I've got the gunner position, so I've got like heavy artillery. It's just heavy machine gun. So, but what's cool about it is we work with our team, which is Aegis, works with a higher command group called Force Recon in terms of they set up the game scenarios and they referee it and everything. So it's a lot of fun. People I find in airsoft generally, not comparing to paintballers, but paintballers sometimes can be just all about fast play, speed. In fact, some of them are wearing motocross outfits, and it just takes away from how that started, because I used to be a tournament paintball player with a team called the Norsemen, and we played a thing called Ontario Contingency Series, and it was awesome. But it changed. The game changed from attrition scenarios and all of this stuff to just capture the flag, and then which changed to speedball, and it was all about selling paint, right?
That's absolutely.
So, but anyway, that's cool. A whole show for me. But I mean, we should move on. So Bradley, going back to Nirvana, do you recall that gig, George, where a little kid wanted us to play "Rape Me"? Oh, that's that Nirvana song. We didn't play it, and we were stunned. A little kid knew that song. Yeah, I mean that a lot of
that was at a school. That was like at a school.
Well, that's the thing, like I remember the albums back then. Like there's a lot of questionable stuff that comes out. Obviously, listener discretion and all that stuff. But Nirvana had some iconic songs in there, and if you know Nirvana, and I'm not going to trash them. I mean, David Grohl and some amazing artists came out of that band, but and he's super amazing. But some of the lyrics and stuff like that, when you listen to them, it's like, dude, what were you on when you wrote this, right? But it's kind of at the time, it had shock value. It was something that
right.
definitely wasn't Guns N' Roses, blah blah blah. So, but you're right. Like there was no, even though the cellophane rappers said, explicit lyrics and this and that, it just. So how do you know Brad then, George?
I don't know, Brad. It was, well, I'm going back to the early 90s, and I had a DJ friend who then we became partners for 2 or 3 years. And I had my DJs, and Bob Everett had his DJs. Brad was one of his, and we kind of joined forces, thinking, well, we can expand. Two heads are better than one, kind of thing. And Brad just kind of drifted over, when me and Bob sort of decided we didn't want to do it as much. Well, Bob didn't want to. And it's an interesting story. And then Brad became kind of a guy, and he filled in for me at the CN Tower when I was there. And I think, and he always wanted to work on the cruise boats, the big cruise boats. It applied there a few times. And then when he put the CN Tower, it was Horizons by then. Sparkles was just a distant memory. And he went down to work on one of the cruise lines. I can't remember which one. He'll probably remind me of which one it was. Yeah, and he met somebody, and that was it. He moved to South Carolina.
So Derek's saying that
Tower.
So you guys have I mean, I didn't realize that you had such a history. That's pretty cool. Derek's saying that song actually, "Rape Me," was a dig to the music industry, right? Let me find his comment here, because it's absolutely true. But like Teen Spirit, right? That was like, I played in a band, bar band, and we were covering that, and of course I had to sing it, and I wasn't bad at Nirvana stuff actually, but to try and figure out the lyrics before there was the internet, or the internet was, it was it was tough, right? So I actually listened to this, with the lights out hit the stages. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to listen to it 100 times, and I can be very dyslyric. I'm lead singer in a rock band, and thank God I write my own stuff, because it's like back then it was a challenge, right? So but because you'd have to listen to stuff over and over, and with Nirvana, I mean, Kurt's like, like, well, okay, that
what the hell's he saying?
Exactly, so
right.
So
I mean, about the internet, like you say, the internet. It's like mixed, and it mixed whatever you call bittersweet, because it changed everything. Some ways in good ways, and other ways in bad ways. Yeah. The one thing I always remember was when I was I was on a cruise actually in Toronto, and someone asked for something, and I said, no, I don't have it. And they went, what kind of DJ are you? Are you not on Napster? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good old Napster, eh?
I'm going to snatch it off of Napster for you.
Like, what kind of DJ is not on Napster? I don't know.
I used to use Napster all the time. It was great. Back then, it was the thing that you wanted music or videos or anything. Napster had it.
Yeah.
And then they went kind of legit, right? So,
yep.
But
well.
So you know what? We're coming up on the hour, and I'll just put a suggestion out there, to the people on watching, and that if you want to hang out a little longer, we'd be cool with that. Just give us.
Oh my God, no.
So, yeah, I'm good for a little bit. But if you guys want to bolt at 11, then you better, plan on watching the rest of the show. No, if you want to hang out, we'll do that for a bit. I don't know.
Well, fire us a little message. You guys want to hang out a little longer? We'll do it.
Yeah. You want to hang out?
Well,
yes or no?
Yeah, let's hang out.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was that massive dump I took a few days ago, like for literally like 12 hours. I was a little dehydrated after that, but I feel great now, and I probably expelled all of my toxins, right? So
you're good to go.
I'm good to go for sure.
All right.
I'm just looking at my battery power here. It seems to go down quicker every week.
So seeing Lou on, and I don't know if you're still out there, Lou, but it really like reminds me of that band that I used to play in, Motor City Maniacs. But we're gonna get back at it, of course, and,
someday.
Yeah, I was just talking to Phil recently, and we're itching to jam, but it's so hard with the like there are bands doing it. Admittedly, I mean that's fine, but
it's
right
really
now
difficult because if anybody that's doing it like this has a bit of a delay, you're screwed, right?
Oh, we tried it on this, and like the technology, that thing I was on the New Year's Eve, Kathy attended it as well, but we were like the musicians were talking about how bad the technology is for like say using Zoom or whatever to try and do a jam, and we did that. Maniacs did it, and it sucked. It absolutely sucked because the more people you bring in, when you bring a full band in, you lose everything to latency. Now there are devices and things that allow you to do that, but we're too lazy to set that up. So, but you know what? It's gonna happen at some point. Because if we're gonna be sitting around for the next 2 years waiting for a big venue, we're gonna have to get more creative online, right?
Yeah.
So Derek and his band, House of Haunt, by the way, go to their website and buy merch. But and Derek, I got to get some because you guys got some really cool stuff. But if we, if you have any ideas on how to do remote jamming, because those guys are literally jam monsters. They're all like, he had such a lineup of gigs, and he offered us one to come and play with them or open up for them or whatever. But I kind of regret not committing to it. But we had a big show scheduled right at the beginning of lockdown, and
so it got canceled.
That got canceled. That was with Johnny No Cash and Tears of a Deity, and I forget who else, but didn't happen. Sorry. We'll have to get back.
Speaking of this lockdown shit, I had to go and get something today. I had some plumbing issues.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, I'm going to go to see what I can do at the big stores, right? So Home Depot, Canadian Tire, right?
Yeah.
So their stores are actually closed for people to go in, so you can shop online. That's the only way you can shop in those two stores right now.
Yeah.
So I actually went there, and the there's still people outside, people to talk to, whatever, and they said, well, if you go online, you order your stuff, and it could take anywhere from 2 to 5 days to get it. I said, really? Well, because they have to bring it to the store sends you an email, say the stuff is here, and you go and you pick it up. Yeah. And I go, well, what if you have a busted pipe in your house and it's leaking? I'm not waiting 5 fucking days to get a part. Well, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And I got the same attitude from both of those big stores. Tough shit, buddy. That's the way it is. Then I decided I'm going to go to Home Hardware.
Yeah.
Pulled in the parking lot. They had a sign outside said, please call. So I called. I told the guy what I needed. He goes, okay, sir, I'll have the cashier come out to your car and pay for it, blah, blah, blah. And within 10 minutes, I had the part and I had paid for it and I was gone.
Right.
So kudos to Home Hardware, the little place that people usually don't shop. You know what? Anybody out there listening, if you need something, go to freaking Home Hardware. even the one in town is the same way. They just didn't have the part I needed, so I had to go up north, right, to another one.
Yeah.
But there you go, right? The big superstores, the chains that are all over the country, really just shrug you off, don't give a shit. But you get the little guy like Home Hardware, and the people were friendly and nice.
Nice.
You know, wearing their masks, doing their thing, and I was so fucking happy. And I just want to tell everybody that if you do need anything, find your local Home Hardware and go there.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. And you want to support your local. I just went to my little Home Hardware up here in Brooklyn. So, and it's pretty cool. So, yeah, it'll be a lot more supporting.
I've got some stuff in mine here, my local one in the Beeve, but the part that I needed they didn't have, so I went to a bigger town. But still, Home Hardware was the one that saved the day. Like, holy crap!
Yeah. So, I noticed a couple of people. Mike was asking about Code. So yeah, Code's not coming back. He decided to move on to other things, and he's busy with so-called new music hall, which hopefully at some point will get up and running. But who knows with COVID and that. And so he's taken on some other projects. Looks like he might get into a little bit more recording and stuff like that. But his I think I heard he's going to be like a production like a production sound manager when they get bands in. So he'll get to help roadie them.
Well, I wish them luck, because a lot of people have worked really hard on that place, and of course nothing's going to happen if there's restrictions. But if it ever does open up,
I'm on the sidelines with it. I mean, I helped support them for a long time in that, and I'll definitely do that. I just little skeptical where things are going to go. I mean,
well, nobody knows, right?
Club and all that. Exactly. And the biggest challenge is going to be capacity, right? I mean, they're talking about, I think that has 1,200 capacity, and they're excited about it, which is great. But the big challenge would be like, okay, so when you buy a band, all right, and you got to put $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 down just to get them to open up their guitar case, all right? You got to come up with that money. So if you put that out, okay, and you're not going to get that off the door necessarily if all of a sudden your 1,000 capacity gets squashed down to 300 because you got to keep everybody distance.
And that's the whole problem with it.
I'm not sure how it's all going to work.
I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know.
So wish them well, but Code's that he's working on that and some other stuff. So he's moved on, which is sets off the new year.
I think once you get rolling, I think things will happen quickly.
You think so?
At the moment, yeah, I think so.
Well, I kind of always heard that once everybody gets the vaccine, everything is going to go back to normal. That's kind of what they're saying. I don't believe that, but that's what they're telling people. So we'll see.
It has to. In some ways, it has to. I mean, otherwise, we're all screwed, right? So.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to talk politics or all this nonsense, but what's happening out there is so screwed up and wrong and half-assed backwards, and I don't know who's making up these rules, but anybody with a little bit of a brain that goes out there and looks around, they're going, there's something terribly wrong here. There's all these small businesses closed, right? They can do curbside only, or depending on their business, they can't do shit. They're closed. Now, first of all, a small store is going to have a lot less people in it than a big store. Right? And looking for this plumbing part today, the guy at Home Depot said, go to Walmart across the street. They're open and they got lots of plumbing stuff. Well, they don't. But I was shocked on how many people were in that freaking store. Lined up at cashiers, all walking around the aisles and stuff. And there's no social distancing going on there. Yeah, people got their masks on, but it's How can that store be open with that many people in there, hundreds and hundreds of people in one store, and a little store can't be open that might have 2 or 3 people in it?
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make any sense to you?
No, it doesn't make any sense because
I can't hear you. Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Can you hear
me?
George? George, can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
I can hear you.
George,
I can't hear you.
you can.
I can hear you.
So who can you hear, Ringo or?
I can hear both of you.
Yeah, okay, so we're good. But Heiko,
I can't hear you.
Can't hear us.
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear you.
Okay, wait. Can you can oh yeah, okay.
What?
Can you hear us? Oh boy.
I'll be back.
Okay, so Heiko's gonna reboot.
All right.
So you know what though, we're back to the frontliners and yeah, we're not gonna we'll have fun. We'll get back to that in a second, but it's you know, we can't forget about them. Honestly, it was very depressing to drive up to a mall, like a little strip mall the other day and grab a pizza, and then only to find that the businesses around it were all hey Hike, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, there were several businesses around it that are shut down.
Could you guys hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you.
No, then
yeah.
when I was doing that, could you hear me then or no?
It's all good.
No.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So Kathy's
like I was saying is
next time. So
oh, okay, gotcha.
try that. I don't know. She's a techno lodge.
But
Okay.
do you think that's right? The big stores being able to stay open where the small stores are not? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree with you. I mean, I don't know why Walmart's essential over, you know.
Well, they say Walmart's essential because they have food. Well, you know what? Then what they should do is cordon off the store, the food section you can go to, but you can't buy nothing else.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right? Because it's hurting all the other businesses.
I will say this. I had to go to Princess Auto the other day, another big chain, and there was nobody in the parking lot. So I called ahead, and I had a big order. I had like 22 units that filled my truck up of stuff I won't get into, but save it for another day because it's a big secret. But anyway, I ended up going there, and I was the only one in the parking lot. It was sweet. And I'm like, hey, looks like you guys are pretty busy. And yeah, it was on Sunday, but you know, it was an order I'd put in like way before lockdown, and I had to get it. I only had so many. He said there aren't many people here, so I went out and took the chance. But so Kathy's saying that the big stores should not be open, but here's the rub here, right? And the problem with it is, honestly, I think all stores should be open and be responsible. But because idiots out there aren't wearing their masks and practicing, we get put into this situation. But if all the stores closed down, it'd be kind of like, remember how we started off the first phase and with lockdown, like back in the spring. I mean, you know, Heiko and I were strategizing on how to get, you know, meat and food, and it was cool. I found this farmer's market north of me, and I would call in an order for all my groceries, and they would have it curbside. It was amazing. So thanks to that. But now these types of people are getting crucified because they can't stay open, right?
Yeah.
And then non-essential businesses. Okay, it could be any business. It could be a graphic design business. Well, I mean, you could.
How do you define non-essential? Because something's essential to somebody,
right? Yeah. But as a disc jockey, George, if you're not playing clubs right now, right? So there's a source of income, and bands out there like musicians. All right, they're not playing. You know, but aside from that, you could be a merchandising store, like a small, you know, maybe you're gift shop or something. You're not a
Mhm.
flower shop, but
Yeah.
whatever, and you can't operate at all, right?
Well, it should be like if they say people are supposed to be 6 feet apart, they should say, okay, one person in the store for every 100 square feet. That's 10 by 10.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And
Derek's
it should not matter what the store is. The
right.
store should be open
Yep.
with that kind of policy put in place. So, okay, now you have a certain percentage for the size of your building. That works. No one's allowed in without a mask on or a face shield or whatever. Perfect, right? What they're doing is wrong. And you know what? The one thing that really got me going the other day is one of my buddies drives a city bus out in Mississauga. There are no restrictions on city buses out there right now. Pack as many people on a bus as you fucking can.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. I yeah.
Oh my God, you got them going nuts and giving us all these statistics every day on the news, telling us this, telling us that. Even, they have that variant over in England. Now there's people in Canada, in Quebec, in Ontario, in Toronto that have this because they went on vacation at Christmas to England.
Yep. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
why are they allowed to go on vacation?
Absolutely. But I have something that's going to make it all right. So
he was in front of me, and I think he farted. That was not cool.
There you go. So so we'll get off that topic, but
let's because I'm so. You never mind. It's
I personally would not worry about the variant because the vaccine will work on that. Every virus mutates. So it doesn't mean it's any more
exactly, George. Exactly, George. So why are they scaring the shit out of people? Come on.
You know why they're doing it? For people to watch the programs or listen to the programs, so they have ratings and can get advertising. Basically, that's what it is.
Have you noticed though? Since COVID came out, there's been no more bank robberies. There's been no more car chases. There's been no more fires anywhere on the planet. There's no more news. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
Everything's good in the world.
There's nothing else happening in the world except for that, Which, anyway, the end is nigh because we're getting near the end, right?
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
The end is nigh.
All right, we're ready. Hang on. I've lost it. Oh, here it is. All right. Hope the volume's okay. Here we go.
Oh. Oh, I know this.
Okay, I'll give it. There we go. One more time. Here we go.
Oh,
right. I know this. Come on, fans. Who is
Eric's saying the Black Crows.
No.
Black Crows. Oh, I've been dying to play this. Hang on. There we go. Hang
on. Hard to handle. The Black Crows.
The Black Crows. Come on. You know who this is.
Oh, Kathy, I think, got it here. She's saying it's you too.
There you go.
There you go.
Kathy's in the running.
Yeah, and you know what? She said she wasn't going to hang out too late on the show.
YouTube is correct.
YouTube is right. Derek admits to his defeat.
I know all these guys that used to rock it. They were just always there. Look at Phil's got it.
Oh yeah. Well, Phil's a DJ. He runs a radio station, so
he should know.
Yeah,
he's right. There you go.
So yeah,
and tune in next week for next week's The end is nigh.
The end is nigh.
Whoa! Did you guys just have an earthquake come through?
No, you just What'd you do? Rattle your TV?
That was my big toe. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
It's all
cool.
good.
Yeah, that's cool. So
This thing is really awesome. The thing I got for Christmas.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen it, right?
No, we haven't seen it. We didn't get an invite, but we are on lockdown, so we can't leave.
Oh,
DEFCON 4. Yeah.
It's a tripod at the bottom, and it has a telescopic stand, and then it has one of those round lights. You know, like the ring.
Yeah.
You've seen those, yeah. And you can change the color of it and all that shit. It's very cool.
Yeah. No, they are cool. I got one at my office, and that I don't go to. I got an office called Records on the Wall. Just leave a message, and maybe I'll call.
That's a good song.
I don't go there because COVID doesn't allow me to.
Okay,
but I
George.
pay my rent.
George, who does the song? Who does the song? There you go. Yeah, you know your stuff.
Yeah. I'm going back. I think it was the early '90s, and I think it was the Doobie Brothers and Joe Walsh at how was it? Was it the amphitheater or was it Canada's Wonderland? I'm trying to remember. It was like the summertime, and I wanted to see Joe Walsh, right?
Yeah.
And so I bought tickets, and we were up north actually because it was the middle of the week, and we came back especially we were coming back. It was like a Tuesday night, and to see Joe Walsh, and we were driving down the 115 from like up in Coe Hill,
right,
heading back into Toronto, and like we're getting into Toronto, and like I was listening to Q107, I think it was. They said, "Oh, Joe Walsh is not going to be on tonight." He just pulled out of the show for no reason whatsoever. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cool. So, Kathy was showing me this thing on a link for or maybe it's on TV. I don't know, but it was Daryl Hall and John Oates, so Hall and Oates. Daryl Hall actually gets musicians in to jam at his place, and
Daryl's house. It's called.
At Daryl's house. That's what it's called. Okay. Yeah. And Joe Walsh was on there.
Yeah.
Man, the years have done him some kindness, but he was. They were playing like, bunch of Joe Walsh tunes, and it sounded awesome. It was really super cool, and it's funny to see like Daryl Hall, who's and amazing himself. He just. He jams out with these guys, and it's pretty incredible. So, musicians, famous ones are doing really cool stuff to keep themselves relevant. And it's really good to see. They're not, they're not charging for this. But at some point they'll get rewarded for their commitment, right? Because they will be relevant, and when they do a tour, I think people are going to remember that. Hey, you know what? All this sort of self-promotion they did was not just about that. It was about giving some entertainment to people. So people buy tickets, right? When tickets are available. So
right on.
I saw Joe Walsh about 10 years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago, up at Casino Rama. And I was expecting, because, I thought it's going to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, the guy was doing one of those things where it was like an intimate evening with Joe Walsh. He was like telling stories, having a laugh with the audience. And he was absolutely bang on with his tunes. Yeah, you wouldn't expect it from his history, right? Yeah. But it was a great show. He just sat there, on a stool at some point, just telling these fantastic stories and playing these.
And it's so funny you said that, because it just brought me back to a place. I went to see somebody too, and they just did that. They were on stage on a chair telling stories.
Yeah.
And when I first got these tickets, I thought, I don't know if this is a total waste of time or what. But when I was there, I'm telling you, it was absolutely awesome. I loved it. And it was William Shatner.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Well, he's a raconteur.
Yeah, he did a bunch of the Star Trek stuff, like the trivia, and talked about the show and talked about actors and stuff. But then he talked a lot about his personal life. Like he has a big ranch and he has horses, and he told stories about him riding and learning to ride and all this stuff. And I'm telling you, that man was freaking hilarious and really fun to sit and listen. We listened to him for 3 hours.
Yeah,
William Shatner talking is like, you'd never think, right? But it was good.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And when you said that, George, it was funny. It brought me right back there because I remember him sitting on the stage. He was a big lazy boy and a bar stool. He just kept talking. It was so good.
Yeah.
You would have never thought.
There's a lot of stuff out there, like the ZZ Top documentary on, I think it's the Little Big Band from Texas or something like that. But that was super, right? It was just cool to see these guys. And Heiko, didn't you and I go see them live? No, that was we saw Letter Kenny.
Who did we go see? Come on, Letter Kenny.
Yeah. So anyway, ZZ Top was super cool. I saw them at the casino. Just an amazing act.
I've seen them about 4 times, I think. First time was in England.
Well, and a lot of
it was like 1986, and they were playing this venue, which was literally a cattle shed, huge, called Bingley Hall in Stafford. It was about a 2-hour drive south of Manchester, where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
Great show, fantastic show. But I remember getting there, and there's like it was a nightmare to get in and out of. But I didn't know that. But I got there, and there's like one road in and one road out. So they had a parking lot.
Oh,
and the parking lot was full, and people just parked on either side of this one road in, which what me and Liz did. Mrs. George went down, and I remember we get in there, and we just like go up this road. It was close to showtime, because sometimes the supporting acts we weren't particularly bothered about, which is bad, you know. And just as we're getting to the main entrance, this helicopter lands, and you can see it in the distance, you know, in the field, and it was actually the Tops. They were just arriving as.
You could be like
oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
George,
cool.
What's that behind you? Look, turn your head. Right next to the sunflower. Sorry, had to run this phone. I'm like, oh no, I can't miss. So there you go.
I just have the business card here.
Well, my truck's almost ready to go to. I'm pre-cleaning it before I bring it to Downforce, because I really don't want them to say, "Oh, that Ringo man, you know, he looks so awesome and he's got a voice of an angel." But his truck looks like crap.
I told my buddy about them, right? I said, take your car down there and have it done, man. Mm-hmm. And he kind of just looked at me and he goes, really? I go, yeah. But you know what? I got to tell you something about my buddy. He's one of these guys. He goes through drive-thrus all the time and go to Tim Hortons, McDonald's. All the wrappers and all the junk and empty cups go on the floor on the passenger side, right?
Yeah.
And it just fills up. Now,
sounds like me. Yeah.
If I have to get in the car with him, he goes, hang on a minute. And he just opens the passenger door and he grabs all the shit that's on the floor and throws it in the back seat. Throws it. Right? So now it's all in the back of the car.
Yeah.
So now, if for any reason somebody else has to get in the car, he has to clean out the back seat now, and everything goes in the trunk.
Yeah.
And then the only time the trunk ever gets cleaned out is if we used to go away and do camping trips and shit like that. And then he finds stuff that he put in the trunk like a year ago. It's like, oh my God. So he won't take his car there for that reason. I just said, well, clean the shit out of it and then take it there. Right.
Okay. I got this. Cliff, are you still out there at all? I don't know. He might have dropped, but, so let me see. Yeah, he might have dropped a little while ago, but he has this car.
Yeah.
And it's an SUV. It's I think it's like a Hyundai or something. If I'm wrong, you give me shit about it. But that car is got like, I swear it's got like 300,000 or 400,000 kilometers on it.
Yeah.
And it is immaculate. Like you could eat off his floors. That guy
Really?
is so OCD about cleaning his car. It's
Oh
just
my God.
amazing. So people like that, if you get in my truck, yeah, I kind of feel embarrassed a little bit, but so I'm going to go to Downforce and get my truck dealt with, and then try and maintain it by continuing to bring my truck to Downforce. But George, you maybe should check with them and see what's happening with lockdown.
If there's any prerequisites, if you have to do so much before
I don't
they take
know.
it.
Like, I mean, like, what's essential, what's non-essential, right? Like lube shops, I think are still open. Maintenance companies, and that would be part of maintenance, I guess. But
it could be because you're not with your car, right? So
no, and it's honestly those things are pretty safe.
Policy. There's a drop-off policy. He's been open all year. Since since it started back in March.
Yeah. That's the sad thing, and we'd like to help a lot of businesses out right now just by getting their names out there, because it in this time, there's a lot of uncertainty as to what's open, what's not open, right?
Yeah.
And again, back to relevance, like whether you're a musician or you own a diner, if your diner shut down because of COVID, then you sort of lose that clientele that your regulars, right? Your regulars will go find another place to go to, and that's the big damage here, right?
It's really, really hard.
Well, I mean, there's a bar that I used to hang out quite a bit in, and Terry did the Code and all of that, but it's kind of, that was our jam. Like we would go there all the time, and we know everybody down there. We know the owners, and certainly one of the bartender, but she kind of runs the place. She's built in security and everything. But anyway, it sucks because they don't have a big food business. It's really hard to keep any size venue open, right?
Well, see, we had a place here, the next town down from us, and it was our favorite place to go to. Every I think it's every Saturday night they had live bands. Every Friday night they had karaoke, and it was a sports bar, and they had the best food around. Like seriously, I could show you pictures of the meals, and you're getting dinner for $12 to $14, and you couldn't finish it. The food was good. The waiting staff, like all the staff in there, were fantastic. Always polite and happy. They were entertaining, and because this place did not have a place where they could set up the patio, because the township would not let them take up the sidewalk area to make a patio, they went bankrupt. They had to close. They're done. And it was one of the best places around here. And this is why I think a lot of this stuff is crap, because you're killing all the small businesses and you're letting the big businesses stay open. And that doesn't work with me. You know what I mean?
I think we're going to wrap up in about 10 minutes, bring us to 11:30.
Yeah, that'll be 2 hours. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So we're trying to get Doug and Jamie on from Pine Tree Line Productions. And
those guys are pretty cool. I'd love to have them on. That would be great.
They're outdoors. I don't know if I call them survivalists or what, but they go out with drones, and they take living up in Northern Ontario, that some of the places they go to are pretty amazing up there.
Well, they have some fantastic footage, don't they?
Oh, it's amazing. And I think their YouTube channel now, they're up over 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers, so they're getting there. But they've been very committed to that, and it's I find, it's honestly relaxing to watch their videos. And then they talk about they review product, but not ad nauseum, right? I mean, they'll have a frying pan or a hatchet or You know,
survival stuff.
One thing,
You know,
the one thing they do that's funny as heck, and
is
I don't know
the
that
rations, right?
the rations, MREs,
Yeah.
which are meal replacement envelopes, I guess, and
Oh, is that what they're called? I was going MR or something. I didn't know what it was.
MREs, yeah. So
MREs, meal
yeah,
replacement envelope. Okay, sounds
yeah.
good.
If I got that right, somebody correct me, but
Yeah,
or wrong. But he'll get these ones in from like Russia that are 30 years old, and they'll
yeah.
actually open them up and
Yeah,
eat them.
don't people
And
ship
they're like,
them to them to try them?
yep, they do. They get randos shipping it to them, and they're like 20 plus years old. So I asked Doug to send over some video clips that we can actually run, while we've got them on, and hopefully Jamie's there because the two of them have an awesome dynamic
Yeah,
together. They can be quite funny, and what's interesting is they they go to places that you wouldn't normally go to, and it's everything from tenting in the outback to
mhm.
just doing hikes. And they go
Yeah.
to some pretty amazing places, like in northern Ontario. They've been up to some of the old mining sites, just various places of interest. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can get some of those quality videos that they do with the drones.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
So we're
amazing.
hoping to get them on next week.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Doug had said they want it like next week or the week after, but I'm trying to pin them for next week if we can get that done. So I'll know more tomorrow, and I'll put it up on the site. And we'll do some trailers and stuff
All
like
right,
that.
fans. So if you want to watch, go onto our site and we'll send you the info and you guys know when they're going to be on. It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. And Derek,
Yeah.
I have no problem with going skiing. I just, I don't know if I want to invest in skis, only because our snow is really off and on, and
Yeah.
and if
Yeah. And right now there's no rentals, right?
yeah, and I don't know, I do it, but like you
You
said,
know
I might
what?
break some
I'll
limbs.
tell you what. I'm going to go out tomorrow and I'm going to rip a couple of skids apart. I'm going to run the boards through a planer and bend them a little bit on the front. I'll make
Okay,
skis for us, okay?
all right, we'll tie
And
them down.
we'll test them out. We'll get
Okay,
George to come out and he can drive the pickup truck and he'll tow us down the road. We'll see how they work out.
that sounds great.
And if they're good, we're going skiing.
And then George, you won't have to like worry about losing any limbs or breaking any, so that your DJ
I'll
career
drive the truck. Yeah, I'll be
still,
okay.
yeah.
Make sure there's a
$300
camera
a
running
day,
all the
less
time in
than
the back,
$300.
right? All right.
So,
Perfect.
so Derek says $300. I can set it up, less than a gym membership. But yeah, I mean, uh, but the wounds from it are the gift that keeps on giving, right? So,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you what, Derek, I will take you up on the airsoft thing.
All right.
I definitely will.
Either way, whatever you guys do, airsoft, skiing, whatever, let me know when you're going. I'm going to be there with the camera. I'm going to be doing footage because I know we're going to get some good stuff.
Kathy's saying she has a problem with that. This lady is saying use a board instead, so like a snowboard or a knee board or something. So,
Oh,
yeah, I guess
well,
so.
I'll tell you what. I have something that we can use.
Yeah.
I saved this because my girls impressed the shit out of me one day. They said, Dad, we want to go tobogganing. I said, okay. So I took them to a toboggan hill, dropped them off, and then I went back a couple hours later to pick them up. So I pulled up and I'm looking and I'm going, who the hell is doing that nonsense? And I look, it's by girls. I don't know where they found this or how they got it, but they found a car hood and they put it upside down and a whole bunch of them would sit on the car hood and go down the freaking hill in the snow.
Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Now that was impressive. That was so impressive. So, buddy, I tell you what, I'll get us a couple of car hoods. We don't need no boards or nothing. We're good to go.
I have in my kill room. which is my storage container, I have
Yes.
a toboggan in there, and just plastic kind of tub toboggan, and I
Yeah.
have a little almost like a boogie board type of
Yep.
thing, and it's all like very shiny kind of. So that ought to go pretty quick.
Hmm.
But yeah, you know what? For fun,
Yeah.
in Oshawa, like behind some of the schoolyards and that,
Yeah.
when we actually got snow, some
Yep.
of it would be cool little runs. And
Well,
then of
that's
course you
where
got
I
the
caught
ski
them
hill.
doing this because it goes from the school down to the track, right? It's always a good hill.
So Kathy's saying camera running to watch Ringo fall flat on his face, not fun. Well, I don't
Oh,
know. I think a lot of viewers would find that fun. I'm sure Derek would find
I
it
think so.
awesome fun. But like I ever fall, right? Wink, wink.
Ringo, the
Uh,
fastest thing I ever made. I had one of those two-man toboggans. You know, you sit two behind each other, the wooden toboggans.
yeah.
I had one of those, and I got two crazy carpets, and I got contact cement and glued the crazy carpets to the bottom of the toboggan.
Mhm.
Oh my God, was that thing ever fast? It was
Right.
insane. Yeah.
So
See, I'm
two
still
men
alive.
sitting, two grown men sitting on a toboggan together. What does that say? Does it say that there's drinking involved?
Yes,
Uh, I
absolutely.
think so. I mean, I've done it, but
There's
so
drinking
Derek's saying
involved,
he
and the
goes,
two that are on the toboggan don't care that it's another man because they're there for the challenge.
well, they're
Because they're going
comfortable, right?
down this hill, and at the bottom there's a jump, and it goes across a road that cars are driving on, and on the other
Right.
side it's just a forest.
It's just
That's a
exactly.
challenge.
It's an adrenaline
Yeah.
sport. Like Derek and I could probably get on a long toboggan,
Yeah.
and it would be the funnest thing ever, right? We might be a little
Yes.
broken or worse for wear after, but I game on, right? So
I'm in.
uh,
I'm in.
Derek's saying he tows GT snow racers behind snowmobiles and four wheelers. Well, I do have
Yes.
my four wheeler, and it's not something we recommend, but I'm thinking I've got a boat tow rope, and
Yeah.
yeah, we can make that happen. And sounds like Derek's got some pretty good property out
Oh,
there.
do
He-
you remember the mini skis?
oh yeah, mini
Those
skis.
little plastic things you stuck on the bottom of your boots? It was
Yeah,
a death trap. And they sold them at every store, and we all had them. That's what you would get, and you would tie a rope to the back of a car, and you go bobbing down the road.
yeah, and that was just crazy. But
Yeah,
so we took the mini skis actually, and we would tack them on the bottom of like we'd make a sled kind of thing, but with mini skis on it, and we get it out
yeah,
on the lake. Okay, so we make like this little barge thing with mini skis on it. All right,
yep,
and then the front we have this like turning device with two ropes, and then we put big conduit pole up the center and make a sail out of like sheets, and
yeah.
uh, and we do like we made like an ice um cart, and then we got really creative
Yeah.
and we would make these things like almost like this big T kind of thing.
Oh,
So at the back you
jeez.
have a seat, and we
Yeah,
we you know those old school seats,
yep,
the ones that are made out of like fiberglass, and it's like a
yeah,
bowl that cuts your ass. So we would
yep.
rip
Pretty
those
much.
off from school. Did I say that out loud? But we would
Hmm.
rip those off, and we would bolt them to the back where the T is, and on
Yep,
the end of the T we'd have skate blades on there, right?
yep.
And then we have skate blades, and so we'd make this ice skate kind of sailboat thing, and it was
Oh
for
my
ice work.
God.
Oh yeah, it was crazy, Heiko. Like
Yep,
the speeds we'd get out of that were just
yep.
insane, and we didn't wear helmets or anything, which was stupid, but we
Yeah.
did stupid shit like that.
Of
The
course.
One of my buddies almost got run over by the
Yep.
ice hut or the ice whatever we called it, but it was awesome. We had no idea it would go that fast, and
Yeah.
but this would be at the beginning of the year when you knew the ice was thick enough, but there was barely any snow on it. It was just
Yeah.
like sheets of ice. And thinking back, I remember being absolutely terrified because that sucker would pull you right across the lake, right? And you had
Yep.
very little control. So it's like,
Yeah.
are we going to hit open water, or am I going to drown here?
Yep.
You know, not recommending it at all, but we didn't drown, obviously, or women.
No, nobody did. No.
No.
The
So Keisha's saying car hoods. What's next? Wax them up and go.
yeah.
What was that on?
She's the one that was on the car hood. I love her for that. Impressed the shit out of her dad. It's like, that's my kid right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like,
but the one thing we did once is a guy I knew, he had, you know what a luge is?
Oh yeah,
from the Olympics. It's
John Candy.
It's like a toboggan. Yeah. But it's just this little tiny
John Candy,
freaking piece of wood, and then they got the two metal skis on it.
Yeah,
he had a luge, and we tied that to the back of a snowmobile.
Wow.
So you would actually, your hands, you would grab onto the two skis, right? The metal skis at the top. So now when you actually would bend your hands back and forth like this, you could actually steer because you're bending the skis and you're laying on this thing. It's just on your belly.
Yeah.
You had to have a snowmobile helmet on because your face is like inches off the ground. And we would book across farmers' fields like 60, 80 kilometers an hour.
Crazy.
And people used to freak out because it looks like you're dragging a body across the snow because you can't see the luge, right?
Right.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
But okay, so you could build all the luges you want, but did that make you guys losers?
A little bit, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
There was up in Bancroft. I'm going back to like maybe the early '90s. There was a guy from Bancroft. I can't remember his name. I'd have to look it all up.
Was he a
But he
loser?
competed in the Winter Olympics for Canada, and he was from Bancroft, and he had a luge run up there. And we went on it. You could go on it. It was like a mini luge run. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Really cool. You just totally forgot. You just reminded me about that. Yeah, it was in Bancroft.
We should go up there next week.
To Bancroft?
I'm in.
I mean, I'm going. This is like 20 years ago, but
I don't know. Like I'm maybe Daryl knows this because he's ice fishing or whoever. But I'm always sketched out by the ice out here because up in Scugog and everything. Like honestly, when I was up north, it's a different. You're in a different world, right? You can go like
Scugog's a funny animal because of the weeds and the way the ice forms and shit there.
Yeah.
If you want to ice fish, you got to come out to Simcoe. It's a much bigger lake, but it's a totally different animal.
Yeah.
And then there's so many outfitters all the way around. Some people have their favorites, but we've tried all the ones around our area, and the one group of guys, it's called Mitchell's Ice Huts. They are the best. They always have new huts, clean equipment. They're always looking after you. They check on you. Yeah, they're the bomb.
That would be fun deal to go to.
They have party huts too, so we get a bunch of guys to go out.
Well, I got Ringo's Buggo trailer, and I've got all my ice stuff in it, and just drive it with my F-150 onto the ice, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be
do that too.
Yeah, but we could go up. I like the idea of renting something because then we don't have to deal with it. And
you don't have to
bring our vehicles.
Your bait. You don't have to worry about heat or nothing. It's all there. It's all set up. All you do is you pay and you go, and it's a good experience.
So Derek's saying, "Hey, get your own toboggan. I'm not riding bitch on my toboggan." Well, I don't know what to say, Derek, because
what the hell's wrong with you, Derek?
Yeah.
Like, come on. That's not what it's all about.
Look, if you wanted to ride on the back of my motorcycle in the summertime, I would say, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, hang on. You know what, Johnny? I think Derek's used to getting called bitch.
Oh no.
It's gotta be. I'm looking at the words. I'm not riding bitch anymore.
I noticed you posted a picture of a snowmobile today, I think it was. And are you like? Is it is that from like the last few days? And what kind of sled is that? That's a nice looking sled.
You're sort of going off topic here. I called him a bitch, and you're talking about snowmobile. Like, come on,
I'm
you're trying to be a nice guy.
I'm trying to lighten it up.
He can take it.
He's my bitch, or I'm his
Yeah.
bitch.
There you go.
The toboggan will decide.
Yes.
No, but it looks like he's got some nice property for doing fun things.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good.
Something during the summer about, I don't know if it was ATVs the kids were on or something. It was pretty cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What I want to do near the pond at my property is I'm looking at getting a few go-karts and just making a little track, right? And just rip around on that. That would be lots of fun.
That'd be awesome.
But when Keisha mentioned about the car hoods and wax, that was it John Candy that was out on a or was it?
Oh, no, it was Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, yeah.
He had the dish, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he waxed it and got on it, and
That's right.
What a super show.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should probably wrap up and let everybody.
I think so.
Have jobs.
I know our fans are tired. It's past some of their bedtime, so
but
maybe we should call it a night.
They hung with us.
Some of them did, and they're awesome. They're troopers.
Yep. Phil's asking me when we are free. So yeah, we'll have to chat with him at some point. And so everybody, thanks for being on. It was awesome. I mean, we opened the show. We had probably triple actually of what we normally have on the start of the show, and pretty much everybody hung in. So that's super.
So let me put my eyes on, and I'm going to say thank you to all the fans that were part of the show tonight.
Absolutely.
And that would be Derek, Cliff, John, Kathy, Keisha, James, Patrick, Phil, Mary Lou, and Bradley. You guys are awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much for being a part of the Heikadelic show.
Absolutely. All right. So
you guys got anything to say before we
well, again, we got Pine Tree Line coming on, and hopefully that'll be for next Monday. And then after that, we can try to line up a few other guests, and we'll get back to doing some of that. But we're also going to keep, we like this format as well, because you guys, it's really about the fans that drive a lot of the agenda for the show, because it's very interactive. So that's super awesome, and it's exciting for 2021.
It is.
So
you guys keep in touch. Look at our Facebook page, and we'll let you know what's going on next Monday. George, how about you? Got any last words?
No, that's it. Nope. Take care.
That's it.
Stay safe.
That's it.
Dancing, my friends.
George, you can sit there for 20 minutes and talk about some really cool shit that happened to him.
Yep.
No, that's it. I'm done. No, I'm good. Peace
out. I'm good. That's it.
No, George is
leave him wanting more.
Nobody's interested in hearing Ringo anymore, right? I mean, it's just all about George's trivia. Okay, Ringo, shut up. Let's do trivia.
Well, it's so good, right?
It's going to be a team sport in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I think that's going to be great. Let's set that up. So remember, all our fans that want to be a part of our trivia challenge, let us know. All right? We'll put you in there. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, and maybe I'll put a reminder out so we can get a list, and then we'll get you right on the stream, and we'll have a blast with it. I think that'd be great.
I think it'd be fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, I think we're going to find our way out of here. And again, thanks everybody for being on, and we will see you next week on the Heikadelic Show.
7 days from now. Same time, same channel. Thank you, George. Thank you, Johnny Ringo. And thank you, all your fans, for being a part of the Heikadelic Show. We'll see you next Monday night at 9:30 when we get down and dirty. Have a good week, everybody. Bye for now.
See you guys.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show family.
So yeah, those Halloween haunt guys are really something, aren't they? I like the video, and they're kind of scary. But I hope to see them again, maybe live next time. But I am going to check out their socials and look them up on Facebook for sure. And I'm going to like them because I like them. See you next time.